everybody. I know it's been a while since I've been active on here on YouTube. And as much as I wanted to come back, I thought it wouldn't be right if I didn't do a video sharing why I have been away. For those of you who are new, my name is Lavette Jallo, and I'm a 9-time award-winning author, public speaker, and advocate for neurodiversity, intersectionality, as well as human rights. Some of you know me from that type of work. And today, I really wanted to open up more about my journey, both the challenges, but also the growth since I've been away for a year plus. And it's something that I navigate and how I navigate life as a Black African diaspora woman who is autistic, often working in spaces that really don't feel like they're built for us. In fact, I know they're not built for us. So let's get straight into it. Why have I been away? I was taking a lot of time. It wasn't a choice that I made lightly, but it was a necessary one for myself because balancing public advocacy, writing books, and my personal well being as an autistic woman was overwhelming. Doing the advocacy work in the public sphere requires me to show up, often whilst processing the same systemic and personal challenges that I'm working to dismantle, that we are working to dismantle. So imagine that workplace trauma, but I'm teaching about workplace trauma. So for me, taking that break was about reclaiming my energy. I had to take a step back, acknowledge that I'm not a strong Black woman. It's taking a toll on me being in the public eye, but also prioritize my mental health and look at my personal relationships. Burnout compounded on top of that emotional weight of advocating for yourself whilst navigating Swedish healthcare system and also explaining it to my loved ones who always saw me as not as autistic as I actually am. So let's talk about autism, trauma, and trust. A significant part of my time away, I have to admit and be honest with you, was spent processing trauma from people I trusted, people who should have looked out for me when I was younger. And this is not new for any autistic individual because we know trust is deeply personal. We take people at their word. And when that trust is broken, it leaves scars that can take a long time to heal. And I've been reflecting on how autistic delayed processing plays a role in understanding and dealing with these experiences because 80% of autistic people have trauma from caregivers, your parents, friends, and partners. And this can take weeks when it comes to delayed processing, months, and for some of us, years to fully understand how deep the harm caused by someone that should have looked out for you has caused you. And this isn't just my story. It's a common experience for many autistic people, men, women, non-binary. Now, add to being autistic, being Black, add on top of that being of the West African diaspora, stigma, and living in this world that really demands that we mask our true selves to be accepted. And I am not great at doing that. It creates a layered trauma. So for so long, I felt forced to mask, to adapt in ways that erased essential parts of who I am. But I've also reached a point where I was no longer willing to do that. As much as I advocate for others, I've learned to advocate for myself, to stand firm in my private spaces that weren't also designed for me, and to let go of the expectations that people place on my shoulders that I never asked for. These are the conversations I'll be exploring more in my upcoming videos. Things like how trauma, delayed processing, and broken trust intersect with autism, how being Black and autistic, what is our daily life like? And also, what does healing look like? Because that's a huge part. Let's talk about what it means to be autistic and of the African diaspora. Being autistic in an African family, in the African diaspora, is a dynamic that isn't talked about enough. There's a specific kind of misunderstanding we face in our own communities, where autism, even ADHD, and neurodiversity as a whole is seen through a very small lens, if it's recognized at all. Because how many times do I get, you don't look autistic? Well, let me pick up that uniform and bring it out, sir. So growing up, autism wasn't something that was openly discussed or understood. So they're labeling in home things that are inherently autistic as defiant or rebellion. Black women, there's a added expectation to be resilient from a small child, taking all these burdens but never show cracks. So when you're autistic, that expectation becomes that impossible standard. And I've had to navigate systems, not just in the Western world, but in home life where people didn't see or understand me. And I had to do that to survive. And now I'm advocating for others like me. So this is why advocacy is also deeply personal. It's really about challenging those systems and showing others in similar situations that you're not alone. We're so many. Advocacy matters that deeply for me, especially for neurodiversity, because it's tied to equity and inclusion that is all the discussions right now. It's not about creating awareness, it's about creating understanding, but also impacting systemic change. And for those of us with intersecting identities, being woman, autistic, Black, African diaspora, queer, Muslim, the fight is even more critical because so often our experiences are erased or ignored. We're just told to suck it up. So moving forward, my channel, this is going to be a space where you will see more authentic Lavette. I'm going to share more about these intersections, what it's like to process trauma, go through EMDR, breaking the cycle of masking, because to be honest, if you can't be authentic, you die slowly on the inside. My journey to reclaiming my identity in a world that demands that I conform. So I want to say thank you so much to all of you for listening and for sticking around this channel, for continuing to watch my old videos as I've taken the time I've needed to recuperate. And if any of the things that I've said in the video resonates with you, don't be shy at all. Talk to me, share them in the comments. I always read every single one. And let's continue having these conversations because they matter to me, but I know they matter to some parents out there. They matter to late diagnosed women out there. So this space, however the new videos come, even when I'm talking about hair, there will be getting to know me on another level as I'm not hiding the autism anymore or the difficulties, but also the joys. There's so many joys that I've had in this period too. Take care. Bye.